Hello everyone. So I'm going to do a video today on a very important task management system that I have been learning of David Allen. David Allen has this book called Getting It Done, The Way to Stress-Free Productivity, and I would highly recommend that book for anyone who's interested in actually studying and getting a breakthrough in the amount of work you can do and freeing up time for yourself. So I'm very busy, and so it's taking everything from my life to kind of create some space for relaxing, some stress-free time and being productive and having a lot of time for arts and crafts, which I really love. And so without further ado, let me just jump in and tell you how I've started doing this Get It Done system. The first thing that I did when I started reading the book is, in the first chapter itself, one of the chapters, he says you just have to have like 2 minutes to handle anything, then you finish doing it then. So if there's just something lying around out of place and you take less than 2 minutes to put it back in place, and it's a small 2-minute stuff, then you just do it. And somebody says, are you free on Wednesday? You just have to answer, yes, I'm free, or no, I'm not free. Mail it off immediately. There's just that one mail that you have to delete, or that one garbage bag that you have to throw. So it's a 2-minute task. So basically what I noticed when I was trying to implement the 2-minute task in January was that anything to do with people doesn't end in 2 minutes. You think that I'm going to call like my office staff and tell her, did you send the email? So what happens is I'll call her to ask her, did you send the email? But she will reply back and say, no ma'am, I didn't send the email, but there's this other email that has come and it is about this. And so there's a little bit of conversation, and it's very hard to cut people off without being rude. So you do need to, sometimes in India, you have to make small talk and say, hello, how are you? How is your son? Is he studying? And then go on to business. It's a way people work. It's a way people expect you to work. You can't just be curt and say, hey, I just want to know this and I have no time. So it seems very rude. So what I realized is people take minimum 5 to 10 minutes. So I don't handle people in 2 minutes. I do not put them on my 2 minutes list. If I have to call someone, or even if I have to kind of pay a bill, it takes, with the best of the internet, it will still take about 10 minutes. So I do not put it, but things take just 2 minutes. Like if I just have to find the pen and put it in my, or take out the clothes for tomorrow and lay it on my bed, or I can even make coffee and make breakfast and everything in 2 minutes. Maggie takes 3 minutes, but everything else takes 2 minutes. So that can be done very fast. So so the first thing that I implemented in January, and I started reading the book because I didn't want to get into the action part of it, which is the second half of the book. So by February 1st, yesterday, or in 2 days ago, I moved into the action part of it, and I have started doing the action. And so I thought I would just, as I'm doing it, it's also a record for me as to what I did. So it's this is almost a vlog for me, so that I'll remember what I did. And in case I want to refresh myself as to how I implemented the system, I will have a record of what I did. So the first thing is that he talks about, first I made these notes in this little traveler's notebook insert by Happy Scrappy. So almost all the main points from his book are here. And so anytime I want to refresh myself, I just have to refer to this beautiful Happy Scrappy inserts, and it has almost all the notes from the chapters. So this is going to be a very much used, much thumbed book, because every time you can't go into a big book and look at it. So first I want to show you that it is not for people whose life is in a mess. My life is certainly not in a mess, because I am a planner girl and I have like 3 planners. This is my Leuchtturm, which is the Bujo, which I call the projects notebook, or the collections notebook. This is for only collections. It sits at home. This is my home planner, which is basically has Cocoa Daisy inserts. So I have what I call what is a monthly calendar with travel dates, holidays, important events marked on it. So this is basically an event management system and location management. So my Monthly is used for events, locations, and any important tasks for that month. For example, February, I have to start saving for taxes, so I put in a small reminder. So that's my sort of, I try and keep my monthly as empty as possible. So at a glance, I know that from 16th to the 23rd, I'm in Bangalore, right? And then if my husband is coming along, his name, he's still not paid his booked his ticket, but I think from the 11th to the 15th he's going to be here, so I will be with him, and then I will be with him till the 13th. So that's like a huge chunk of the month with him. He stays in a different place, and we meet up either at Bangalore or at Manipal, where I stay, for a couple of days every month. So that's that. And since the cocoa daisy inserts are so beautiful, I prefer using them. I have the weekly, and it's pretty planning. So the weekly has my weekly chores, the laundry, what time I should go for work, any workshops. It's basically my overview of how the week is spread out, all the main things to do. And if I need to write down some major things or some, workstation cleaning, wash whites, yeah. So then there was wash the car today. I did wash the car. And then there was find and read some book on Project Tiger. I have got that in, I found the book. Reactivate Skype credit, I haven't done that. I have to do that now. And then there's I went to work at 10:30. So it's an overall view. So this lies open on my table all the time, so I can get an overview. There's shopping to be done tomorrow, and there's a 3 to 5 class tomorrow that I cannot miss. It's my class. Then I have to wash colored, I have to purge files on my computer. That's a weekend task. And I have said David Allen's trigger list for home. So that's kind of the overview of the week. I know it looks messy for people who are very neat, but it works for me. Sometimes I do this kind of a planning like an Erin Condren, which is more vertical, but it depends. If I have time, I do the sticker planning. Otherwise, I go into this and do this kind of flat planning. And as you can see, I have dated the next week, and I have dated the entire month. So if I have time, I will decorate it. Otherwise, I will not decorate it. Okay. So that's how my planner is. And at the back, Cocoa Daisy has these everyday lists, which I prepare every day morning. So this has a very everyday morning. I sit down and looking at the list here, I add every little detail. I break it up into small tasks. For example, here I have just put the laundry down. Right, it just says laundry time, hand wash. But actually, if you look at the actual laundry, it will have tasks. It will have fold clothes, put away clothes. It'll have pay the bill, clean the hall, wash the car, SIM management, and then GTD fade 1, 5 items. Now I'll come to this, what I'm doing. So what David Allen says is, if he tells us to take some system of creating an in tray. What does that mean? That means you take everything that is incomplete or has to be done in your life and put it in one place, which he calls the in tray. Now he literally suggests that you physically take stuff that is not handled and put it together. For instance, I've prepared a small in tray for the bed here. So I actually have a little basket that I do this, which I've been following through the Fry Lady system. It is called a Defer basket. So I have time to sort that out very quickly. It's stash and dash. You find everything that doesn't belong in a room and put it into that basket. And when you have time, you kind of deal with each item and push it back in its place. So this is a Fitbit charger. The Fitbit is charging, and I need to put back the after it is charged, I need to put that. So this is the first of the pile. Then this is a budget. This is the expenses, that the bills I have to pay for telephone this month, and my savings plan. So that is another thing. I have to enter the budget. So that's the budget sheets. I have to find the old phone and put back this cover and switch it off so that I can give it to my husband. And He will use this old phone. I have just shifted and I have a new phone. Let me show you my new phone. It's very pretty. It's gold burnished Motorola G5S. So so I have to put that there. So that goes into this inbox. There's this pair of socks. This is not a pair. It's a single socks. Somehow it got mixed up in the wash basket. So its other pair is somewhere around, and I need to find it and put both of them together. So that goes into the inbox, and the watch needs to go back into what I call my launch pad, a place near the door, so I don't forget to pick it up as I'm walking out tomorrow morning. So this is basically my inbox. So he says put everything together. It's a kind of a KonMari method for capturing all the incomplete things of your life. But I find that if I put everything there, I have a small house, there's laundry to be done, there's everything. So physically I can't do that. So these small little things I can manage to kind of pile them up in one small corner of the house, but a larger pile is not possible. So I'd better do it in the form of a list, and listers got to list, and as planner girls we love to do lists. So this is what I did, is I picked up an old conference book and I started just emptying my brain into it, right? Whatever, I sat for half an hour and I started emptying my brain. He says take 2 days off and do it, and I don't think my life is that mismanaged, so I didn't have to, you know, overwhelmingly work for 2 days. But what I did is every time I remember something that is incomplete, I put it back into this inbox. And what I do is I'm doing it in the Fly Lady steps. Fly Lady says deal with it in small installments, baby step. So for me, if I see that much of incomplete, it causes me a lot of stress and I probably will give it up. Instead of that, this capture tool is just, you can use a piece of sheet of paper, you can use post-it notes, whatever. Just put everything, what he calls, David Allen calls, the open loop into a notebook or a paper. Or if you want to pile it all up inside an in tray, that's also fine. So what I did is, the beginning of February is the second step, is to capture everything that is an open loop. And let me just show you for purposes of video. So here is what I put down in one rapid succession. One is construction, house construction. I'm building a house in Bangalore, so there's some kind of work to be followed up, calling, and then saving up for the interior decoration. So there are ideas and there are things that I want to buy for the new house, so that's another thing. Then there's a dentist appointment that I have. I still have to get my teeth fixed. I have an annual checkup, a health checkup due. I think I'm more than 3 years due for it, so I have to go to the doctor. So that is one of those things. Then I have to join swimming classes, the swimming pool. I have to go online, pay the fees and join the classes. Then I have to purge some of the clothes. I did quite a massive KonMari last year, but still a lot of clothes I've grown out of a lot of clothes, so I need to purge them. Then I have to change the planner subscription of Coco Daisy. I need to give up one of those subscriptions. From May I'm planning that. Then I have some craft projects, and I have to back up the office and the home computers, because I think the home computer is pretty old. It's about 9 years. My laptop is about 9 years old, and so I need to keep set up a schedule. It's actually set up a backup. That means every few days or every few week or one day of the week, I need to back up all the data on that, whatever new data comes, and I have to figure out how to do it. So this is sort of the list that I wrote. And then if you see, it says locate pictures. This is on Google Pictures. Empty the drive, because my drive was already 14 GB. I needed to bring it down. Purge old emails. Then there is schedule for and reactivate Skype credits, schedule for Instagram, review syllabus list. So these are some of the jobs that as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason. Some of them are office work, some of the homework, some of them are about construction. So basically I have filled all these pages with all the to-dos that I have in my life. right now. And this is a small book, so it